Hey fans, welcome to the Axe Tricks Lounge for the Hat Trick City podcast here, and this is going to be a fantastic show. This is the inaugural broadcast right here from the Danbury Arena, and look, these two guys, Pat and Matt, I'm going to give them a great intro coming up here, but let me tell you, they have been putting on this podcast, this show, for about 20 weeks, 20 episodes, and it has been absolutely outstanding. It's really an insider's look at a lot of what is happening with the Danbury Hat Trick season. They've been interviewing players, coaches, management all throughout the year, and really hearing, telling a lot of different stories about what goes on inside the locker room and inside the office and what it's like to go on a road trip. It's a great listen, and today's show is the first one that's a remote location. I can't wait to hear it, and I know we got a fantastic lineup of guests. We got a movie star, we got an entrepreneur, team sponsor, super fan of the year, and I don't know who else is lined up here, but it should be awesome. But let me introduce the stars and the guys behind it. DJ Patty Cake is the first one. Pat for that. Awesome, that's Pat. And here we go. The man, he's got so many different ideas. His name is Matt Caputo, but I'm going to call him for this show MC. Here he is, Matt Caputo.
There you go. Thank you, Herb. There we go. Well, everyone, how are we feeling? Cool. There we go. Welcome to the first live episode of this.
Nice to see a few people wander in here for our first live episode. So it's great to be in here. We started this
About September.
Yeah, we actually we met up at a concert, and I needed a sober ride back to the hotel, and Pat just happened to be at the concert. And on the ride back to the hotel, we decided we were going to do a podcast. 21 episodes later, here we are. So Hat Trick City, today's episode 22.
Yeah, live episode 22. There you go.
I don't know, it was a really good night last night. It was a great game. Dan McKittrick had 3 points. 2 goals and an assist. He was on episode 19. He's one of our favorite players. Danny Amesbury had a pretty good scrap with one hand. So it was an entertaining night up here. We got a few guests that we wanted to bring on.
Yeah, and then also tonight is a big night for us. So if we win this in regulation or Columbus loses in regulation, we clinch the entire thing.
Yeah.
So we'll be first place in the league.
Season tonight. If we win in regulation and Columbus loses in regulation, so it's been a pretty good thing. And today we wanted to just bring on a little mix of the guests that we usually have on the show. Some days we have players, some days we have people that work kind of on the support side of the team, coaches, and we've had Herm on a few times, some of the best episodes. But today we wanted to bring on Patricia Hutchison, who is the owner of the Beach Wave of Bethel. She's like one of the biggest hockey fans I know. She's at every game. She's known among the players. She's known among people in the area. So, Matt?
Yeah, without further ado, Patricia Hutchison, everyone. How we doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just bring it a little closer to you if you want.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
So, we're going to start things off with just a little introductory. How'd you get into hockey?
How did I get into hockey? My stepson started playing when he was, I would say, 5. Learned to skate.
Yeah.
And that's where the journey began. He's 16 now. One of my favorite stories is, I showed up for his first. I'd never been in a hockey rink. I showed up for his first learn to skate, and it was in the summer, and I was in, a tank top and shorts, and I showed up with my iced coffee, and I didn't last long.
And then, when did you start following the Hat Tricks?
So the Hat Tricks I really didn't start following until last season, and it was sort of just on a whim. I I've worked for Peach Wave for years, for about 7 or 8 years, but I took over mid-COVID as the owner, and I hadn't spent any money on advertising. So my husband was like, well, check out the Hat Tricks and see what they're doing. They're local, we were looking for things to do. And so I shot him an email and, got together with him to see what we could do for sponsorship. And really the only thing we wanted was a dasher board. I was just like, Herm, I want the dasher board. No, Herm, I want the dasher board. That is what I want. And it was so fun to see it, as the season goes by, it starts brand new. And then as the season goes by, there's so many nicks and hits on it, and it's fun when you see, the fight in front of it.
Tear.
Yeah.
The dasher board.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys have such a busy shop over there. I probably went by 4 times this week, I think.
That's about right.
How does it feel? How does it feel when you see the Hat Tricks fans come in the shop and you see that kind of interaction between the community, especially being that you're at all the games here?
Yeah, I'm at every game and I'm always at the store. I get super pumped in the arena when we do the Hat Tricks promotion. I'm the wacky person in the middle of the stands just screaming during that. But when I see Hat Tricks fans come into the store, it's exciting because I really love hockey. I love everything about this program. I'm able to talk to them, once they redeem their fan saves app. I'm able to talk to them. Oh, what game were you at? Who's your favorite player? Blah blah blah. So I get really excited. I'm a talker, so I'm sure some people are ready to leave, and I'm still talking to them about hockey. And on top of the customers coming in all the time, we get a lot of the players, and that's really exciting for me. So a couple of months ago, we started taking pictures of them when they would come in. So we started a whole wall of anything Hat Trick related, really, anything hockey related, and it's been fun.
I realized that I finally arrived in life and I reached Herm's level when my picture was next to his picture at the Peach Wave. So I really feel cool about that.
It is.
We gotta get Pat's picture up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's next.
So before we let you go, we wanted to ask you, Patricia, who was your favorite Hat Tricks player?
That is a no-brainer. For anybody that knows me, it is Brian Wilson.
That's a pretty quick, definitive answer.
Yeah.
What's your affinity for Wilson about?
So my son reminded me the other day, I love goalies. I love all goalies. My stepson is the soccer goalie, so that was really fun. But I think it started with Wilson because he was wearing purple pads. Purple's my favorite color.
Yeah, there are a few people who caught a few people's eye with the purple pants.
Yeah, so I think that's how it started, and then he's been an awesome goalie. I was really excited when they brought him back this season.
I really appreciate you coming on. I'll see you in the shop probably 2 more times this week. So
probably.
I'll definitely be coming as well.
Thanks for coming down, Patricia.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Thank
guys.
you. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Patricia Hutchison. For our next guest, this man is the loudest man in 102, without a doubt. Loudest man in the entire arena. He is Postal Joe! Joey!
There he is.
The man, the myth, the legend. What's going on?
There's only one Postal Joe, man.
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
It's going, man. Thanks for coming
Joe,
down.
tell us what you were doing for like the last half hour before this.
A little tailgate going on in an undisclosed location. Had a few beers, a couple of burgers, hot dogs. Getting primed for the game. Hey, can I put a bounty on one of those punks from Elmira tonight?
Definitely.
For sure.
Joe, one of my favorite stories about you, I wanted you to confirm for the audience here, is that despite being one of the biggest Danbury hockey fans, probably the biggest Danbury hockey fan in history, you have not been to an NHL game since the day the Hartford Whalers left Connecticut. Is that true?
That is correct, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive, Joe.
Yeah.
What is it that you gave up on about the NHL?
Oh, just the way that whole deal went down. I mean, I was a season ticket holder there from 1982 until their last day. And, hockey's not just about wins and losses. It's a community. Friendships are built and stuff, and it just it was gut-wrenching. And, the owner lied to us. It was just, bad scene. I'm like, I'm done with the NHL.
Exactly. And then you know, you went into Danbury hockey, kind of got into that. What's your earliest memory of being in 102?
Oh, jeez. Well, when I first showed up here, I wasn't like in 102, and I didn't make my way over there. And I'm like, first of all, back then the glass was only, if you stood up, it was like up here. So you're like leaning right over on top of these guys, you know. And then these guys are pros in 102. I mean, they had these chants and like songs and stuff, and they're organized. I mean, I'm like, wow, these guys are amazing. You know, body bags, you know, guys laying out in the ice and, you know, count them out and bring out the body bag, you know.
Joe, you've been on so many road trips over the years. My favorite story from this season is being down in the third period of was that a Saturday night game in Binghamton? Friday night game in
Friday
Binghamton.
night, yeah.
And the ray of hope that I saw is Postal Joe just pointing at us going into the third period when we came out to go on the bench. What's your favorite memory of going on the road with the Danbury hockey through the years? Your favorite road trip?
They've all been good ones, wins or losses. I mean, they've all been a blast. But the one that definitely sticks out is the championship year when I went out to Dayton with 3 friends, and we took both games out there, and it was just amazing. You know, I've met some great people in Dayton, and one memory I'll never forget is, you know, they had a bar in their arena there. So I'm going in there saying goodbye to these people I just met, and one of the players from Dayton came in, and I was always on this guy's back. And he looks at me, he takes a sip of his beer, slams it down, and just walks out the door. And then afterwards, we hooked up with the team. We kind of took over a small bar. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was just a wild, incredible time.
Joe, how are you feeling with the season about to wrap up? How are you feeling about this team?
Oh, geez, they cover everything. Up, you know, toughness, scoring. I mean, we got a bunch of guys that have, you know, scored 20 goals, so it's balanced. You know, defense, goaltending is fantastic. 2 great goalies. You know, we're looking strong in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure.
Joe, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Looking forward to hearing you guys.
Yeah.
Our last guest for
All right,
tonight's show.
time to grab another beer.
I feel that he needs no introduction, but without him, none of this would be possible. No one would be here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Galante. And Dominic.
Oh, man.
There we go.
First appearance at Danbury Arena. I
First
think.
podcast.
Right, yes,
For the little guy.
it is. Say hi, Dominic, say
He's ready to say something.
He's
hi.
ready.
He's very talkative, very.
Let's get ready to roll.
Hey.
AJ, it's good to see you, man. What are your, you know, while we have you in here, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on this year's team? We've seen you down here a few times. We know you're following closely.
Listen, I think this is the team. I really do. It's got that feeling. I was here opening night, and it's just you know, sometimes you can't put words on it. You know, stats don't do it. You know, obviously the stats speak for itself, right? You know, but this team has something. It has everything: grit, skill, goaltending. So I think this is the year. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Of course, and now I'm pretty sure everyone in this room has seen the Netflix documentary. What is your favorite memory from that time that might have been left out?
You know, a lot of people ask me that, and I think it's a whole story to it. But you know, we were doing so many crazy things those first 2 seasons, and trying to get under people's skins, the other team's skin, fans' skins, and everything. And you know, there comes a time where it's like, how do you top what we just did? And we would always sit there and figure out how we're going to top this prank, or alleged pranks, or whatever we were doing. And I remember about towards the end of the second season, prepping for what could have been a 3rd season, and I remember there was some rumblings about me going to sign myself to a 1 game and kind of amp it up and probably take on Adirondack, and probably would have caused a memorable melee at the time. So there was some talk to that, and or my father wanting to buy Adirondack the 2nd season and make my sister the GM of the team, which
That was a good idea.
angered me because she would have been the youngest GM of all time. So it's you know, a lot of memories, a lot of it's very humbling seeing people here and seeing the hat tricks kind of take that torch and doing it the right way.
You've helped Amesbury get involved with things like the Barstool, Rough and Rowdy and stuff. We know he's training down in Champs. What's kind of your take on what he can do if he continues with combat sports?
Ames, good old Diamond Hands. He's a different breed. He definitely is a different breed. He's the type of guy that unless he's on your team, you hate this guy. You know what I mean? But he's a guy that everybody wants on his team. And listen, not a lot of people see the stuff he does behind the scenes in the locker room. He's a team first guy, and listen, he's the best security blanket a team could have, frankly, and he's a big part of this team. I really believe that.
You think he could be a boxer or get into MMA?
He could do anything, honestly. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys where if he puts his mind to it, he can do it. And I know he's expressed to me, as long as it doesn't affect, any time with the season with the hat tricks or, going further, wherever that may be, he's interested. So time will tell.
I want to sneak one question in, man. Something I thought I might ask you to comment on. It's like some of the major junior leagues are now banning fighting, and I think when the Trashers documentary came out, it kind of reignited some people's interest in fighting and in toughness in hockey. What's your take on the banning of fighting?
It's a different. I think sports will always kind of reflect where we are as a society. I think we're a little more. I don't want to say soft. I'm not looking to get people upset with me, but I think. I don't know. I think hockey, it's one of the lures to the sport. It's what got me into the sport back in 1993 after watching the Mighty Ducks or whatever. And I turn on the NHL and see Rangers Devil games and guys going at it. I don't know. I think I have a warped sense of thought, but I think if any sport's a business and if that's what separates you from other sports, I say you got to embrace it. But again, there are effects, concussions, all that stuff. So I think everything in moderation, and I don't know, banning it completely, that's a tough pill to swallow. So.
And then going on with boxing, you actually have an event that's going to be happening next Saturday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, big amateur event next week at the Danbury Arena Center. Saturday night fights, amateur boxing. Got everything from 8-year-olds going at it to 30-something-year-olds, and you'll be the
yes, I'll be the ringside announcer.
You'll be the ringside announcer, so we have a hat-trick flair to it.
Oh yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank Dominic for being such a good boy.
I know he was great. He was great the entire time.
Yeah, he's a good boy. So my pride and joy.
Only the second baby ever on Hat-Trick City.
There we go.
There you go.
One more.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Go back to mama. Thank you.
Well, as we wrap up here, we want to thank our technical producer, Calvin Savoya, for helping make this all possible. We're having a live stream. Come on out. Get out of here. No. Get out of here. Get out of here right now. Take a bow.
Actually, I'm on that camera right now.
There you go.
Thanks so much, everybody, for coming down. We are on Thursday nights on WXCI every week at 10 p.m. We post to Spotify and to all the podcast platforms kind of shortly after that. So if you want to come check us out, it's going to be a great run the rest of the season. We hope you guys check out the show and keep coming back to the game.
Of course, and without further ado, I've been DJ Patty Cake. This is DJ Uncle Matt, and we will see you sometime.
Somewhere in the
Somewhere in the future. Hopefully here again.